This has been a difficult week in our city. And it feels, when we think about last week and all of our Super Bowl shenanigans and the joy we experienced in this room and the great music and celebration and singing the Star-Spangled Banner, singing the Black National Anthem, we are the champions. And that game, I mean, that game.
Really? That's what our texting felt like, just hanging on.
Screaming at the TV, this is your moment of greatness. And it was. Our team delivered and they rose up and embodied all that we talked about, that there is something really special happening in the NFL. And we gave space for victory, for joy, for celebration. And then Wednesday came. Like a gut punch to the soul. The headlines that are so familiar across this nation became our headline. So much so that I've heard from people who just didn't really even take it in, just read the headline and moved on. And we have become so numb to it. And so today we are creating space. Yes, we are kicking off our Lenten season with our book, Stations of the Cosmic Christ. And it is going to perfectly position us as we begin this mystical journey to continue to do our spiritual work authentically, to not slip into a belief that we are disempowered, to not slip into despair and devastation and hopelessness. We may grieve. Yes, we must grieve. And we must look our problem straight in the face. We must be willing to see what is right before us. And we do so here as spiritual community, empowered by our spiritual technology, which uniquely positions us to declare that there is something very special going on here, even in our darkest days, even in the midst of tragedy and loss and violence. So we allow Spirit to flow through us, in us, as us. We set this sacred space today with gratitude, even on this day. Gratitude that this is the day that God as us has made. We rejoice and we are glad in it, even in our despair, even in our anger, even in our desperation for safe community, even in our cry for life, peace, harmony. We give thanks because we are alive today. Anything is possible. And in this knowing, there is great responsibility. So we do not sit in the narcissism of God as us, through us. No, this is not a trick of the ego. We sit in the truth and the boldness to know this truth. God as us, through us. What then shall we do? What then shall we say? How then shall we think? How will we show up today? Because as we stand face to face with any problem, with any situation, we are always and only standing face to face with the presence, Spirit, God, Creator, everywhere at all times. And this is the truth to which we commit our souls.
On Wednesday evening of this past week at our Ash Wednesday service, I offered a brief reading that was a compilation of various writings by the late poet John O'Donohue. And although Ash Wednesday has passed and we are in the season of Lent, today Reverend Jacquie will be focusing on that divine love and light that is within us. It felt appropriate for me in this space of the service to offer the reading again, because as we do prepare to answer the questions just posed as to who are you going to be, what are we going to do, we want to recognize the grief that still exists and also affirm the love that is greater than anything before us. And so I offer these words to everyone this morning. Let there be an opening into the quiet that lies beneath the chaos, where you find the peace you did not think possible and see what shimmers within the storm. For there is a place in you where you have never been wounded, where there is a seamlessness in you, and where there is a confidence and tranquility in you. There is a kindness that dwells deep down in things. It presides everywhere, often in the places we least expect. The world can be harsh and negative, but if we remain generous and patient, kindness invariably reveals itself. And we remember that we do not need to go out and find love. We need to be still and let love discover us.